What's up, y'all? This your boy BHZ Veteran coming to you again with another Fi review. This one's going to be on Welcome to Derry, episode 3. I'm loving this show, by the way. Y'all need to get on it. It's on HBO Max. But you know how we get down. I'm going to let y'all see the preview of the episode first. Then we're going to get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, before we get started, though, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you, man. Let's get it popping. Yeah.
Halloran's psychic abilities have been proven, but there's only so much he can do stuck on base pointing at maps, and we're running out of time. Put him in the air. Step right up.
Halloran! Halloran!
You know what they do to kitty killers in Shawshank?
It won't matter what we tell them unless we can show them proof. Can you help us or not?
Step right up. Step right up.
All right, we back, y'all. So, hope y'all enjoyed that. And of course, I'm gonna keep it playing in the background so y'all can come to see what we talking about as it goes. So, this was a very, very good episode. It was filled with a lot of, I guess you would say, kind of lore for not only Derry and the actual show of it, but also because of they gave also some background and kind of linked um it with Shining. I said before, and if you didn't know, a lot of Stephen King's books linked together in some shape, form, or fashion, or mention an event that happened in a previous story or movie. I don't even say movie, books. So pretty cool. So this show here already is, show multiple ways. Well, multiple ways it is linked to other works of Stephen King. Shawshank Redemption to I'm trying to think, it's so many. Well, that's one right there for the Shawshank Redemption. But also, like I said, The Shining, and don't worry, I will list some more later and later on in the video. But it's a lot of even the mist that this is kind of hinted at in this movie. So it's a lot in here, not movie but show. So it's a lot in here. So we're gonna break it down. Um, on this episode here is really following. I don't know if he what his rank is. His name is Hanley, and so that was the black guy you just seen in the military uniform. He is a character that is from The Shining. Like I said before, there he is again. Um, actually, he has The Shining. If you don't know what The Shining is, Shining is basically a telepathic, almost psychic way, or another way, or sixth sense. There you go, sixth sense before the sixth. And so this is a way they can communicate with the dead, and also ways in the past. And so the military is using him to kind of find out where it is. So with that shining, able to communicate with the dead and communicate with other things, able to see in the series. And also in The Shining, if you remember, he was the older black gentleman that was working at the hotel. That he was a head cook, going them around the hotel and everything. Arrived and he told Danny about. He knew Danny had The Shining, and he kind of broke down The Shining with Danny. And he said something about his grandmother. That his grandmother was the one that also had The Shining, and how they used to have conversations for hours without even moving their lips. Just able to talk each other with their minds. So if you see The Shining, and also Doctor No Sleep, there's also another movie, another work of Stephen King that's kind of referred to in this book. It's also related to The Shining. So the military is using him to track down and possibly find it to use it as a weapon. The good old government. They want to do find weapons and find a way to use it I'm gonna find things and just find shit to fuck up other shit. Use my language, but they wouldn't do. So the reason that we find out why the military is so interested in this being, other than, of course, it's a weapon, or how they even find out about it at all, is that I guess he's a major. Sorry for all the military people. Head guy in the military, and right there on that white guy there, him. General, I guess, General. Yeah, there you go. He is, he actually was raised in Derry. Well, lived in Derry for a while. His dad also was just him as a boy there. His dad was also in the military, so he moved around a lot. So as when he was a kid, he experienced it. It tried to get him. Well, Pennywise, we'll say Pennywise. Pennywise tried to get him, and he was able to escape clutches of this dastardly being. By the with the help of a local Native American girl and trusty Dusty slingshot. So spoilers, put it in there. Spoilers, get out. So he gets the slingshot from the carnival. See in the beginning, his dad buys it for him. So with that slingshot, when everything goes down with it, with Pennywise chasing the young guy, he's first tried. He kind of scared him a little bit inside the fun house, and then later on he was out playing in the woods down by the marsh. Where the sewers and everything. It wasn't sewers then, but that's where it's eventually become a sewer. Pennywise dwells. Native Americans actually, somehow has kept him in those woods. He can't leave the woods. Kind of gets into that a little bit by telling everything. But anyway, he ventures into the woods playing. That's when Pennywise chases him, and he, I'll let you see that scene for yourself. And so the girl comes and saves him, and she actually hurts it with the slingshot. Now, something that I picked up that I haven't heard on any other reviews that I've seen. So, with this version of Pennywise in the new era movies, I know y'all have noticed his eye. Left eye rolls around his head. So for a minute, I always thought it was. I'm sure everyone else did too. Thought it was just a something else to creep you out, something else to scare you. It is, but now that we know the lure behind it, if once you see it, the girl actually hits him in that left eye and knocks it out, like damages it, and destroys it basically. And so that explains why that eye is always rolling around his head, kind of false eye. And so I'm guessing once he gets his full human form, because as you see him here, because they go the show opens up in the 1900s. This is when it is still kind of like in creature form. He changes his form to a clown because it's more appealing to men. First, he's he's monsters, all type of animals, just scary shit that would always make people run away from him. That's why he evolved to that. So once you see him in that, I think once he evolves into the takes on the male form, the man form that we see, in the second reiteration of it, I believe he's gonna have like a glass eye. He's gonna have a glass eye, and it's gonna roll around because that eye is actually gone because of the slingshot. So, fast track back to the show. That general still has of course once he moves out of Derry, he completely forgets about everything. Once he moves back to Derry in the military, that's when he starts remembering everything, and that's when he starts this mission to try to, recover it and use it as a weapon. So he gives Hanley the slingshot that you see in the trailer, which he uses to kind of zero in and kind of like a compass to find it. So he finally does. So they get in the helicopter, circle around. As you can see, he uses that. There's a slingshot to track the location. Once they get over the location where they was chasing him, and it actually where it is, kind of zones out and in the sewers. He sees the big tower of death. He sees everything that we saw when they was down there, when the kids was down there in the other movie. So then see that's just a little of it right here. He sees it's what Pennywise's little trailer carnival thing, carriage. It opens up and he sees these eyes. I'm telling y'all, coolest scene, look coolest, just real creepy. How Pennywise says, you know, who are says it's creepy. He's surprised, like who the fuck is this in my house? That ain't in my house, you know, this kind of in my head. And as you know, Hanley looks up, sees the bodies. One of the bodies ends up being his grandmother. His grandmother's body flies down and says, "Hey, you need to get out of here. Run, get out of here." And he kind of wakes up. Well, he turns around to try to leave the sewer and open the door. But he's in a vision. But in real life, he's actually standing up on a helicopter and it's opening back door, about to jump off. So, I forgot the other black guy in the movie, not the movie, but the series, that he actually helps him, saves him jumping out. And that was his part of it so far. Then we get the kids. Kids are going on this little mission to try to figure out what they can do to possibly prove the existence of Pennywise and to help both situations out. Because the black girl's, the young lady's dad is in prison. He's being accused of killing the kids in the movie, but we know Pennywise did. He's going to be on his way to Shawshank, which is another story, another iteration of story that that's him there. He's on his way there. So she's stressed out. She's being bullied at a job. I mean, not job, but at work. Not at work, but at school. Oh no, at work one man. She's getting bullied at school, about what's going on. Stressed about this. So they go on this mission to try to prove it of what's going on by taking pictures. One thing they had, so they kind of go on a seance in a graveyard to try to do something. I guess to put a hex on whatever was chasing them. They can put a hex on. Of course, Pennywise comes out, acts a damn fool. He basically wakes the whole graveyard up with also including the kids that's dead that died in the first episode. It chased them through the graveyard, and it's cool, like almost Universal Studios ride type form, or ET almost. And it's just a chase scene. They're trying to get the camera and take pictures at the same time and keep running. And of course, they escape and they have the camera with the evidence. The actual episode ends with them developing the pictures, seeing Pennywise staring there, looking at one of the last pictures that was taken by damn, I can't remember one name tonight, but the young fellow of the son of the airman that's in the Air Force, Dave Hanley. That's how the episode. But it's so much great, like I said, backstory. I hate to call it filler because in the anime community, filler can be a bad thing, a filler episode. But no, this wasn't a bad one. This was much needed. Build the story and the link. And also, the link Shawshank. Shawshank and The Shining, and really flesh out his character, because in The Shining, he was a cool character that they just didn't give that much time and respect to. Much more shit going on in Shining, but he really was fleshed out in the book. I ain't read the book yet. That's on my list, but from what I've heard, it's really fleshed out in the book more about him. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this a good about 8 out of 10. It wasn't many deaths, I don't think. I wasn't in the depths, but like I said, it was very good with the information and backstory. So y'all check it out. Go support it. On the bandwagon now. Bye. No, I ain't gonna lead y'all wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me some support on it and just give me some feedback as you come out. Right down there in them comments. Let me know what I can do better, what I'm doing good, I'm doing bad. It's cool. Just let your boy know. You know, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, share it to your friends and family, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, awesome episode, y'all. Awesome episode. It's gonna get better and better and better. So, hope y'all enjoyed this. We ain't gonna make it too long, short and sweet, to the point. Yeah. Peace.